Welcome to Tales of Honor, a podcast with a mission to tell the true stories of every recipient of our nation's highest military award, the Medal of Honor. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Tales of Honor podcast. I'm your host, Christoph Ambrosch, and this is episode number 574. Quick disclaimer, I am traveling over the extended period of Thanksgiving and hunting season, so I'm knocking a lot of these out ahead of time. So if something in the news happens during this time, I'll get to it later, but that's all I got to cover there. So 2 birthdays to go over today. First up, the birthday is actually today, December 7th, 1941. This birthday belongs to Mr. Ronald Ray, who is a former U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel that earned the Medal of Honor for his actions during the Vietnam War. So a very happy 81st birthday to Mr. Ronald Ray. I did cover Ronald's story back on episode 201. I'll have a link in the show notes for you to go check that out. Next up and last is Mr. Ralph Puckett Jr. Mr. Puckett is a former U.S. Army colonel that earned the Medal of Honor for his actions during the Korean War, and he is currently only one of 2 living Korean War recipients, and he will be turning the beautiful age of 96 years old, December 8th, 1926. So a very happy 96th birthday to Mr. Ralph Puckett. I did cover his story as well back on number 416. Link in the show notes as per usual for you to go check that out if you haven't done so already. So that's all the birthdays I have for today. So let's get right on into today's Tale of Honor. John was born in New Orleans, Louisiana on the 7th of February, 1843. His family has a long history in both the military and in the Rhode Island and Connecticut area, which led him to join the 37th New York Volunteer Infantry in 1862. John was commissioned as a second lieutenant in November of that year, and he served in the American Civil War, to include battles in Louisiana. By the time he resigned his commission on the 23rd of July, 1865, John had reached the rank of Major of Volunteers with the 62nd New York Volunteer Infantry and was later appointed to the regular army as a second lieutenant in 1867. It was his actions as a first lieutenant with the 5th U.S. Cavalry at Spring Creek, Nebraska, that would earn him the Medal of Honor. The citation reads, "While serving with a scouting column, this officer's troop was attacked by a vastly superior force of Indians. Advancing to high ground, he dismounted his men, remaining mounted himself to encourage them, and there fought the Indians until relieved, his horse being wounded." When John received the Medal of Honor on the 18th of September in 1897, he had reached the rank of lieutenant colonel. When the Spanish-American War began the following year, he was promoted to Brigadier General of Volunteers, a rank he held until November of that same year, reverting back to lieutenant colonel. John retired from the Army on the 8th of August, 1903, one day after receiving a permanent promotion to Brigadier General of the regular Army. John was married to Blandina, and the couple had 3 sons, of which 2 would serve in the Army and 1 in the Navy. On the 26th of April, 1909, John Breckinridge Babcock died from Bright's disease while sailing from Germany to New York. He is buried with his wife and one of his sons in the Evergreen Cemetery in Stonington, Connecticut, Pomeroy Avenue, grave 924. And that was a Tale of Honor. Thank you for listening to Tales of Honor, and if you enjoyed the show, please be sure to subscribe and tell your friends and family. Tales of Honor is written and produced by Christoph Ambrosch, and theme music is Loyalty and Duty by Floruz Music. If you have any questions, you can send an email to talesofhonorpodcast@gmail.com, and please be sure to visit talesofhonorpodcast.com for more episodes and information.